Welcome to the Gateways Candidate Forum for the 2012 Students' Union election, where we talk to the executive candidates to help you cast an informed vote. I'm Alex McDowell.
And I'm April Hudson, and we will be the moderators for the following discussion. Joining us today are the candidates for the position of Vice President Academic. We have Dustin Chellan, San Ruth, Kelsey Mills, and Kitsala Carson.
So the Vice President Academic represents and advocates for student interests within the university community and beyond. This includes lobbying the university administration and faculty in regards to academic issues affecting students. Areas of significance to the VP Academic are teaching, research, grades, textbooks, and technology.
Each candidate will have a couple minutes to share their platform for the coming year. You can listen to our podcast online for a full question and answer.
So basically the idea of my platform is integrating CSL learning into the undergraduate research initiative. So traditionally, CSL learning or community service learning, they get projects where needs are defined by the community and solutions are defined by the community, and students go out and carry out and implement these solutions in the real world and learn through experience. So my idea is to meet CSL learning halfway. We'll get the community to define the needs of the community, and then we'll take something new like the undergraduate research initiative and specialize this research to figure out solutions for real-world community problems, and then we'll allow students to go out and implement those problems after their research projects. And the second facet of my platform is to build a centralized communication network, because I believe that as important as having a purposeful cause or project is getting that information out there and letting that information be easily accessible and prevalent within the student body. And this is what you'll get if you vote for San Ruth as the Vice President Academic.
As VP Academic, one of my goals is to establish a campus-wide mentorship program. This isn't a new concept, but what VPs have lacked in the past is the outlook of a first-year student. I understand the hurdles that we must go through because I'm going through them myself. As VP of the Native Studies Students Association, I spearheaded the development of a mentorship program, and the difference that Pathfinders has made is remarkable. Not only do incoming students have access to support, but this has awakened a sense of family within our entire faculty. I believe that bringing this one-on-one solidarity to a campus-wide network will give students the support and motivation they need to fulfill their academic potential. One of the hurdles in place for students is the way in which we are taught. In our teens, we are told to celebrate our individuality, but we're expected to all be the same as soon as we enter post-secondary. This is my second goal, to open up the dialogue between students, faculty, admin, and staff at the university. We all have specific learning needs. Some are visual, some are kinesthetic. I myself am an auditory learner and have crazy ADHD. And the only way to live up to our promise of uplifting the whole people is through classes that engage all of our students. I know that I can't change every single class in 1 year and change the structures remarkably, but together with all of our student body, I know that we can create a university where every student is engaged in their education and leaves with the attributes that we associate so proudly with UAlberta. Our school motto is Cum Vera, whatsoever is true, and what is true right now is that students are unhappy with the rising price of tuition and books. And the only way to change this is to open up a transparent conversation between students and between our university. The university needs to realize that all student voices are important, not only those which go to luncheons and committees. Undergrads are more than just numbers. We are the university. So on March 7th and 8th, if you want one-on-one academic support, classes that are tailored for student success, and a say in the rising cost of our degrees, a vote for you is a vote for Q. For more info, check out kitsala.ca, quetzala.ca.
Hi there, my name is Dustin Chellan, and I'm running for Vice President Academic of the Students' Union. For a little bit of background on me, I was born and raised in Calgary, Alberta, and I moved to the University of Alberta back in 2008 to pursue a Bachelor of Mathematics honors. 3 years ago, I worked with the Science Students Association. Last year, I worked as president of the Interdepartmental Science Student Society, and this year I'm working as the vice president of the ICE. Throughout those 3 years of student governance, I've learned a lot about the role of the vice president academic and some things that I would change. This year, there's 3 major parts to my platform: supporting student representatives, academic policy reform, and actively seeking feedback. The first is supporting student representatives. The SU is the main student representative on campus, but there's also about 400 other student representatives, and I think that the SU could be a stronger advocate for students if it did a better job with communicating with, supporting, and training these students, both faculty associations and GFC representatives. My second point is academic policy reform. I'm really passionate about it because it affects a large population of students on campus. The first thing that I want to see is a clearer and more fair grading policy. The second is an academic compassion policy for students who face hardship during the semester. Finally, I think that academic advising within the faculties could use some work. Finally, I care about listening to students. I think you'll hear lots of candidates during this election and in previous elections say that they want to do a better job of communicating to students. And while I do think that's important, I think the SU's strength really comes from the fact that it needs to be in touch with students and listening to students. So if I'm elected as your Vice President Academic, I'm going to commit to listening to students through an improved SU survey, as well as through reestablishing the Academic Relations Group and developing a student consultation team. So once again, my name's Dustin. I'm running for Vice President Academic, and on March 7th and 8th, I hope you'll vote for me. Thanks.
Once elected to the position of Vice President Academic, I intend on focusing on 2 main things. The first is promoting an academic environment that's beneficial towards students, and the second is encouraging the U of A to make students more employable upon graduation. So to expand on my first point, I plan on talking with the book publishing companies as well as other Canadian universities to find creative ways to bring down the cost of textbooks. And I plan on doing this by hosting bi-monthly CRAM meetings, and CRAM stands for the Canadian Roundtable on Academic Materials. I also plan on hosting a second undergraduate research symposium in the fall, and I would love to see 500 students participating, and students from all types of faculties: arts, science, business, doesn't matter. I want you involved. And I want to see more awards, more funding, and just more excitement for the event. I also plan on rebuilding the exam registry. This is a great study tool that students can use, but has fallen to the wayside in the past couple of years. And I would rebuild it by talking to faculty members and department chairs and explaining to them why this is such a great tool for students to use, and it's actually a university policy to have this in place for students. To expand on my second point of making U of A students more employable upon graduation, I plan on continuing to work on the student attributes plan by talking to department chairs and faculty members and getting their input, seeing what skills they feel that students should be graduating with when they leave the U of A. I also plan on advocating for more co-ops for students who previously would not have had access to them. Engineering and business have great co-op programs, and other students at the U of A should have access to this same experience. By having co-ops, students will be gaining skills that they would not gain in the classroom and become more employable because of it. So once elected, I plan on making the academic environment more friendly towards students, as well as making U of A students more employable upon graduation.